My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
94.7 FM with the kind compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics. Guardian General Insurance Limited and the Cut and Drive Network brings live coverage of Cricket West Indies Home Series October 31st to December 19th. Join the action, brought to you by Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics. Guardian General Insurance Limited. Live safe, live easy, and the Cut and Drive Network.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
94.7 FM with the kind compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics. Guardian General Insurance Limited and the Cut and Drive Network brings live coverage of Cricket West Indies home series October 31st to December 19th. Join the action, brought to you by Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited, Live Safe, Live Easy, and the Cut and Drive Network.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why?
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affairs segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
94.7 FM with the kind compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited, and the Cut and Drive Network brings live coverage of Cricket West Indies home series October 31st to December 19th. Join the action, brought to you by Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited, Live Safe, Live Easy, and the Cut and Drive Network.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning, Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Good morning to you on this beautiful Thursday morning. It's already the 28th day of November 2024. I'm Tisha Hines. I'll be here with you until 8 o'clock this morning. Thank you so much for welcoming us into your homes and wherever you are across the world for today's presentation. Of course, as we look toward our 58th independence, we have loads to talk about. It's Thanksgiving today, though, so we have to say happy Thanksgiving to those of you joining us online. We know we have a monster following on YouTube and social media, so thank you for tuning in. But for those of you in the U.S., happy Thanksgiving. Feel free to email us if you want to send out any greetings, Thanksgiving greetings to your relatives in the U.S. Today is morninbarbados@cbc.bb, morning without the G, and we most certainly will share as many of those greetings as we can. So we know you'll be breaking out the turkey today. That usually is the star of the American dinner table for Thanksgiving. Lots of barbecuing and getting together, travel and time with family. And many will argue that Thanksgiving, for those in the U.S., is even bigger than Christmas because it brings everybody together in the spirit of giving thanks. That's what it's all about. Of course, a special good morning to all of the U.S. missions here in Barbados, usually getting together and doing special things on this day as well. But as we reflect on how we will be celebrating our own independence coming up this weekend, we are joined now by Master Chief Petty Officer Class 1, Austin Howell, who is the 4th Sergeant Major with the Barbados Defence Force. Wonderful to have you with us this morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having me, Tisha.
And it's great to see you in studio after having an awesome time last weekend at the event that was put on by the BDF, including many other areas of forces, the Barbados Police Service, Fire Service, Prison Service. It was an exceptional presentation, so congrats to the entire team.
Thank you very much.
Always great to have you out. Now, on to Saturday's presentation. I know that what we see on the day is the culmination of many months of rigorous presentation.
Exactly.
So before we get into what is coming up, talk to us about the prep work that is necessary to be able to make the parade, the National Independence Parade, come off with the level of precision, pomp, ceremony, and poise that we see every single year.
Yes, good morning. We're planning for this parade starts in earnest from as early as April of the year. We get our team together. When I mention our team, we work very closely with the National Cultural Foundation, who is a very major player in our preparation and planning for the parade at that stage and throughout. Once we solicit the participation from the armed and unarmed organizations, we start our rehearsals as early as the first week of October, where we get the unarmed units together, where we do some rehearsals at St. Anne's Fort, the garrison. And we also have the armed units together, where we do some rehearsals internally at St. Anne's Fort, the garrison as well. Coming closer to the parade, once we identify the location of the parade, then we go into the technical aspects of it, where we mark out the parade ground, where we look at the best way to lay out the parade on the location based on where the location is. And then come closer to the parade at the end of October and early November, then we get the troops and the units on the ground, where they will actually practice on the location identified for the parade.
And speaking of identification of the area, I know that we made a move to the Usain Bolt Sports Complex with, a march following up Black Rock, which was very different from anything that we'd seen. That was last year. This year, we're returning to Kensington Oval.
Yes, we are. Well, firstly, let me say that this parade is mainly geared towards the public of Barbados. So we try where possible, regardless of the location, to make sure that it's a spectacle and it is deserving for the public of Barbados to enjoy the parade, not necessarily only the persons on the location, but persons in the environs that may just want to line the route. This year, we're going to Kensington Oval again, and we are going to have the parade done there in two phases. The first phase of the parade, which involves the ceremonial parade at Kensington Oval, which this year again will include the National Independence Awards and presentations. Before that, we're going to have the presentation of leadership badges to the head boys and head girls of the secondary and primary schools of Barbados. And then the second phase of the parade, where we're going to have the ceremonial march through Bridgetown. This year, the route that we're going to take for that ceremonial march through Bridgetown, we're going to go up Lower Fontabelle. We're going to pass through the lights at Cheapside. We're going to go to Lower Broad Street, Upper Broad Street, and we're going to pass in front of the Parliament buildings, where we're going to give the Prime Minister a salute, who is going to be also accompanied by members of Cabinet. The armed units, they would go on to Independence Square, where they will disperse there, and the unarmed units, they're going to go up to Queen's Park, where they're going to disperse at Queen's Park.
I absolutely saw some preparation as I was in Bridgetown yesterday. I would imagine tents and so on going into Queen's Park to be able to house the unarmed units as they move in. Let's talk about the units that will be a part of this year's presentation. We usually, can kind of list them off, but I'm not sure if there are any new additions. So the armed and unarmed units will be participating this time around.
Yes, madam. Okay, we're going to have 19 detachments on parade this year. Out of those 19, 5 will be from the Barbados Defence Force, and if you don't mind, I can list them for you. Okay, we have a detachment from the Barbados Regiment, who is going to be referred to as the Guard of Honor. And the Guard of Honor is the largest detachment on parade. There will be about 104, and they are going to be the unit that is going to be responsible for the escort of the presidential color, the Barbados Regiment color, and the Barbados Coast Guard ceremonial ensign. We're going to have a detachment from the Barbados Regiment Reserves. Those are part-time members of the Barbados Defence Force. We're going to have a detachment from the Corps of Women, and the Corps of Women are female members of the Barbados Defence Force, both from the Barbados Regiment and the Barbados Coast Guard. We're going to have a detachment from the Barbados Cadet Corps, and the Barbados Cadet Corps detachment is going to be broken down into 3, 2 land-based detachments and 1 Barbados Cadet Corps Sea Cadet detachment. We're going to have a detachment from the Barbados Police Service, 1 from the Barbados Fire Service, and this year for the first time we're going to have accompanying the Barbados Fire Service, the Barbados Fire Service Cadets. That is the youth wing of the Barbados Fire Service. We're going to also have a detachment from the Barbados Prison Service, the Barbados Boy Scouts Association, the Girl Guides Association of Barbados and their band. We're going to have a detachment from the St. John Ambulance Association, the Barbados Legion, the Barbados National Security Guards, and the Barbados Youth Advance Corps, who again this year, they're going to have a very large detachment of 120 members of the Youth Advance Corps.
Oh, that's excellent. And I know that last time around, we got to see a lot of young ladies as a part of that detachment as well.
Definitely. This year, because of the response we got in previous years, we're seeing the detachment of females. This year, we're going to have 2 detachments of 30 each from the Barbados Youth Advance Corps. And they're very ready and eager to please the membership of Barbados on the parade.
All right, that's truly excellent. So now that we know the 19 armed and unarmed detachments that will be a part of it, we've talked about the presentation of the leadership badges. Of course, we're going to have the national honors.
Yes, please.
The Prime Minister's address to the nation as well. And there are some new elements that are going to come you know, just off the parade square as well, in the form of a speech and a group who will be here from the U.S. Congress as well.
Yes, this year particularly we are honoring Shirley Chisholm, and as part of the honoring of Shirley Chisholm, we are going to have a short video showing of just, you know, summarizing some of her contribution, and we're going to also have a song for Shirley Chisholm, which is going to be performed by poet laureate Esther Phillips. We're going to also have a speech by the Honorable Hakeem Jeffries, and that's a member of the U.S. Congress delegation who will be here as well, 11-member delegation from the U.S. Congress who are going to be here as well to help us celebrate Shirley Chisholm's contribution to the U.S. Congress. And following that, as you mentioned earlier, we're going to have the speech by the Honorable Prime Minister.
Now, I know that as Fourth Sergeant Major, ceremonial aspects of preparation and so on are all up your alley. So for those of us who don't necessarily, you know what your role is, talk to us a little bit about how your role really comes alive for occasions like this one, to ensure that precision, poise, like I said, the pomp and ceremony of it all is as you would want it on the day.
Yes. Well, my responsibility for parades nationally, ceremonial parades nationally, whether it is Independence Day Parade, Remembrance Day Parade, or any state parade, for example, any visiting delegations, any visiting heads of state where we have state visits, where we also have state funerals. That's my responsibility to plan the event on behalf of the government of Barbados, and also advise the Chief of Staff and any of our partners as to the formal way that we should go about doing these parades. Now, again, my planning starts as early as April of the year, but I just want to mention here that I rely heavily on assistance from members of the National Cultural Foundation, who are very integral in assisting with not only Independence Day Parade, but most of our parades that we do nationally in terms of the technical aspect. And for the last couple of years, we have been getting tremendous assistance from them, advice, which in turn enhance our production once we get to doing these parades.
I know there are a number of agencies that meet for many, many weeks and months even before. So Cabinet Office, you of course have GIS, other members of the media and the Barbados Police Service, all coming together to make it happen, because there are a number of things that happen around the parade that are important. Road closures, for example. So people need to be cognizant of things like that as well. Okay,
on the day in question, as you rightfully mentioned, the team is very large. One of our major players as well, I forgot to mention, the Sanitation Service Authority. They go to at lengths to make sure that the parade ground as well as the environs of the parade are clean. The MTW, they as well make sure that the route that the parade takes from the parade ground is, sound enough to ensure that no one is injured in terms of potholes or anything like that. So the environs of the parade ground and the route that we use to go to where the Prime Minister takes her salute, that's very, that's an area that we pay a lot of attention to as well.
What about the detachment from the BDF? How large is that grouping this time around?
The Barbados Defence Force
Barbados
alone?
Defence Force alone.
Well, it's very large. We have 104, as I mentioned, in the Guard of Honor. We have 36 from the Barbados Coast Guard. We have 36 from the Regiment Reserve. We also have 36 from the Corps of Women. And under the BDF's umbrella, we also have the Cadet Corps. So we have 3 detachments of 36 each on parade. So basically half of the members of the parade are actually from the Barbados Defence Force. So that's just over 400 members are from the Barbados Defence Force alone.
And in 2024, you had a number of promotions in the BDF. So this will be the first National Independence Parade with Brigadier Carlos Lovell as head of the force. Anything special planned in that regard? Or will we see him in the same capacity as, the Chief of Staff has been in the past? We're interested in any changes.
Well, our Chief of Staff, Brigadier Lovell, was very well prepared. And he actually hit the ground running. So he's at work. And he is very eager to be responsible for this parade for the first time in his capacity of Chief of Staff of the Barbados Defence Force. But as I said, he's very well experienced and he's very well prepared. Just of note as well, you mentioned promotions. This year we're going to have a female command team commanding this parade. And when I say command team, we have the parade commander, who's the officer overall in charge of the parade. This year will be Lieutenant Colonel Julia Dabrio, who was just recently promoted as well. She's the commanding officer of the Barbados Regiment. The Parade 2 IC, or second in command, is Senior Superintendent Christine Stamford from the Barbados Police Service. And the Parade Adjutant, who is the third in command, is Captain Natalie Haynes from the Barbados Defence Force attached to the Cadet Corps. So we have 3 females in command of this massive parade this year, which will have 919 persons on board. And it's indeed the first time that we are having 3 females in command. It's not the first time the parade was commanded by a female, because in 1999 we had Lieutenant Colonel Branch. She commanded the parade as the commanding officer of the Barbados Regiment then. And then in 2016 we had Major Wendy Yearwood, who commanded it for our 50th anniversary of independence. Although she's the third, this is the first time we are having 3 females actually in command of the parade.
And finally, I know that you spent a significant amount of time as a member of the BDF as well. Many years, one of the few who are clocking many years, so congratulations on your years of service as well.
Thank you. This year, September, was 35 years service to me. I'm still ready to go another 35.
You certainly look it.
Yes, this year's 35 years to me. Thank you for that.
All right, well, thank you so much for your service. Of course, the hours, we need people to get in good time. We're expecting lots of people. There are tickets for Kensington Oval, but you have to get your tickets. They're free, but you get your tickets to come into Kensington Oval to be a part of the presentation. What time should people report to the Oval?
Yes, indeed. The gates will open at 06:30 in the morning. So you're more than welcome to come at that time. But what I must note is that the arrival of the dignitaries will commence at 07:48. So you're kindly asked to be seated before that time, where we're going to have the official arrival of the dignitaries, which will culminate with the arrival of Her Excellency the President of Barbados. You also mentioned the access to tickets. If you don't mind, I could mention how the public can access tickets. From today, Thursday, the 28th, you're going to have at government headquarters from noon today. You can access physical tickets from there. Otherwise, you can go on the GIS website, gisbarbados.gov.bb, where you'll be directed to the links to access your online tickets as well as your online passes for the park and rides. The park and ride locations, if you don't mind us again, will be LESC, 2 Mile Hill. That's the Lord Erskine Standiford Center. Sky Mall, Haggett Hall, Price Smart Barbados, Massey Stores, Wildy Gymnasium, Queen's College parking lot, and also Golden Square. So those are the locations that the parking rights can be accessed.
All right, so you have all the information you need to get on out. All you have to do is be a part of our 58th anniversary of independence ceremony coming up this Saturday for Independence Day. Thank you so much, Master Chief Petty Officer Class 1, Austin Howell, 4th Sergeant Major with the Barbados Defence Force, bringing us up to speed on everything we need to know. Time for our first break, but stay with us. We have a lot more coming up.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
94.7 FM with the kind compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited, and the Cut and Drive Network brings live coverage of Cricket West Indies Home Series October 31st to December 19th. Join the action, brought to you by Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited. Live safe, live easy, and the Cut and Drive Network.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, congratulations are more than in order. We have been gassing them up for weeks. I'm talking about the BHDA's culinary team who went off to Taste of the Caribbean. After not having the competition since 2020, they represented Barbados in a resounding way. And if you're crawling out from under some kind of rock this morning and you don't know that they brought the gold back home, I'm here to tell you that they did. And they are here. Good morning and congratulations.
Thank you.
I tell all you don't come back before they go.
I told them so.
So good to have you with us, Tessa Lee Moore, BHGA's Special Projects Manager, a part of the management team, heading off, and Rakina Curtin, Pastry Chef of the Year, coming back and showing off your beautiful trophies for your presentation. So let's start with you, Tessa Lee. Again, congrats.
Thank you.
I know it was a big effort from the team. There was much preparation going in, and it most certainly paid off.
Definitely. it didn't matter at the end of the night when we were awarded that title, especially Caribbean National Team of the Year. The amount of work that we put in it didn't matter anymore. It was worth it, well worth it.
All right, talk to me about the actual competition itself, Rakina. I know for you, you were a little apprehensive in some areas based on what you shared with us, but what was the actual event like?
The actual event was very informative. We had seminars that we had to go to prior to the day of the competition. On the day of the competition, the nerves kicked in once it was time to compete, but I overcome that and I put my best foot forward.
Now, you couldn't reveal all the ingredients, couldn't tell me, everything was sequestered, it was like this big secret. Now, what did you prepare that got you past the line?
I prepared a play on a coconut rendition using indigenous fruits from the island. I would have used jamu, I would have used Scotch bonnet, cilantro and sorrel to bring a dish together that represents what I feel about the island.
I know you told me about the Scotch bonnet. You hinted at the Scotch bonnet. I said Scotch bonnet in a dessert?
Yes.
Yeah, how long did it take you and the team to be able to kind of pull this together, to fuse the flavors in a way that it was pleasing to you first? Because you guys have to be comfortable with it before you present it to the world.
It took, how long we were
Training
training?
was like 3 months.
3 months?
Yeah.
So it took 3 months to come up with the dish that we would use to take to the competition. And in the last stages of training, the team would have obviously came together and pitched ideas and created the Indian dish, which would have took to the competition.
That's beautiful. Behind the scenes, I know the management is like seeing a duck in water. Above water, all poised and going, but underneath, lots going on, lots of paddling. So talk to me about what the management team was up to behind the scenes to ensure that they were comfortable as they got into the competition.
Yeah, so preparing for it on the day looked a little stressful. We had to go, initially when we got there, we had to go to the supermarkets to make sure we got any last minute things, first aid kit, such like that. But then we pulled everything together. We ensured that we have everything the day prior to the start of it. And then, yeah, that was basically it. It wasn't the most stressful part of it. It was just to make sure that my team was settled and ready. We can't do anything about the nerves, but they executed well.
All right, bring us to the, the actual announcements.
Yes.
Must have been very, very nerve-wracking. I know I myself, we were here talking about, listen, no results yet. What's going on?
You know, that silence before the awards were announced, it was just pitch silence. So what they did at first, it was a dinner at first, and then the awards were announced. We ate, and much of my team could not eat. They were so like nerve-wracking, you know. But we had dinner, we partied a little, and then we got into the announcements, and then at that end, we heard, and the award for Caribbean National Team of the Year goes to, and then we heard nothing. And then it was like, we were waiting until the results, and then we heard Barbados. So it was nice to defend the title. It has been 5 years, and the team has trained hard, so they deserve it. Definitely deserve it.
Who are some of the other teams who participated at the competition?
We had St. Lucia, Bonaire, Puerto Rico,
Turks and
Caicos,
Antigua
and Barbados.
Yeah. And U.S. Virgin Islands.
And USVI.
USVI, good stuff. You guys got to, because this is not only a competition, as you mentioned, there are so many other elements. So talk to me about the other inputs that make this such an amazing presentation overall.
So for the BHD as well as the CHD, which is our parent association, is all about the development. As Rakina would have mentioned, they had educational sessions. CHD actually announced that they are going to start an initiative, starting with the competitors from this year, to develop the culinary talent across the region. So we're looking forward to what that looks like. So my team will get an opportunity to sharpen and to perfect their crafts in the kitchen, as well as the bar. Can't forget the bar. So we're working alongside CHDA, alongside our local partners such as the BTMI, as relates to the Food and Rum Festival, to sharpen the skills of the culinary talent on island.
All right, talk to us, Rakina, about this silver that you've gained. You were pastry chef of the year, and now you are the winner of the silver medal at this level. What does this mean to you on a personal level?
For me, it's another step in my career Personally, I've worked really hard to get where I am today. So this will also go on my wall of achievements. So it means a lot. It really does.
And I can see that. And for you, Tessa Lee, you know, what does this win mean for Barbados as a culinary destination?
So Barbados has the bragging rights of the culinary capital of the Caribbean, and it's good that we could be able to maintain that title. Definitely would like to carry it again next year and again. So persons were looking out for us, and I'm glad that we've proven that we are in fact the culinary capital of the Caribbean. So it means a lot, definitely a lot.
And Alex isn't here this morning, but Alex also won the, of course he's Bartender of the Year, but he also won the award for the best non-alcoholic drink. Can you tell us a little bit about Alex's presentation?
So Alex would have presented 3 times. He had a non-alcoholic, a rum, and a mystery basket. He did well in all 3. Alex would have came victorious as it relates to the non-alcoholic presentation. He said the judges absolutely loved it. After each segment, they had a critique session, so it's not only about competing, but they received the feedback that they needed in order to perfect the craft for the next time. So Alex, very well done to Alex also.
Oh, that's beautiful. Again, Barbados coming out on top. What's the next big thing? I mean, like, we are just ready to go.
The next big thing, and just let Barbados know that you have a chance. We're going to give you the opportunity to mingle with the chefs. Save the date for December 19th at Gun Hill. We're going to give you more information on that next week, where you can mix and mingle with the chefs and help to celebrate them. And probably, just maybe, taste what they would have prepared overseas.
All right, good stuff. This is not all. We have others who are going to come and join us. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Regina, show it off, man. I feel like we should be playing some type of song or something. The others back there, get with it, man. You know, the celebratory song. But we have others coming up, including Chef Adrian Kamarach, who was team manager as well. That's next.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
94.7 FM with the kind compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited, and the Cut and Drive Network brings live coverage of Cricket West Indies Home Series October 31st to December 19th. Join the action, brought to you by Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited. Live safe, live easy, and the Cut and Drive Network.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
You know why? Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Of course, it was a welcome home for champions. And champions, they are joining us on set now. We have Chef Adrian Cumberbatch, who is the National Culinary Team Manager. Congrats, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good to see you out of bed and here.
Yes, please.
Online and otherwise. We'll talk more about that. Ronaldo Joseph, our
please.
Chef of the Year and the senior chef who has taken a silver medal.
Yes,
medal for Barbados. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And then John Toppin, our junior chef of the year, who was best overall junior chef.
Thank you.
So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And I'm going to start with you, John, because you here showing off. I mean, you really flossing with these prizes, man. Tell me about them.
Well, the awards that here is the Caribbean Junior Chef of the Year, and also the Handshake Commemorative Award for the most indigenous dish utilizing ingredients.
All right, so let's start there. Most indigenous dish utilizing local ingredients. What did you present?
So the dish I would have presented was a Bajan marinated pork loin. Basically a sweet potato croquette with different stuff. We use red herring, bacon, cream cheese, all these sorts, textures of carrots, and also the sauce would be from the same pork as well. And yeah.
What does it mean to you to be named Junior Chef of the Year?
It means a lot. It means a lot, but I know this is just only the first step. I have to continue on my journey, but it means a lot.
Yeah, are you going to make a chain to like put them on so you can walk around with them?
Definitely.
Like that all the time?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
You absolutely should. I'm going to ask Chef Adrian now if he remembers ode to who? Who used to walk with a big clock around his neck?
Mr. T?
Flavor Flav, man.
Who?
Come on.
I know Mr. T.
Yeah, so congratulations to you. You know, just overall Team of the Year award for you, Chef Adrian.
Yes, please.
You know, what does it mean to you, this win?
It is great, and not only for me, for the young generation and looking at the youngsters here. After all the hard work, that 3 months of training, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at the Hilton, the bartenders would have gone over to the O2 Hotel. I want to say a special good morning to my management team, Coach Damian Leach, my assistant manager Javon Cummins, and my mixology coach, Mr. Rohan Hatshaw. Good morning to them. They did a fantastic job working individually with these youngsters here and pastry. But we are elated to be back with the Caribbean Team of the Year title.
Oh, that's really beautiful. So again, congratulations on your silver medal and title as Chief Chef of the Year for you as well. So tell us about the dish that earned you this amazing recognition. You guys wouldn't share anything last time you were here. You thought that people might have been watching so that they could get in on the secrets, but now the secret is out. The Barbados team is the best. So what did you prepare?
For my dish, we actually got steak. So we had a messy basket consists of chopped leg and plantain, different things. So we had to use, I actually did red herring ball. What your buddy? You see him? Red herring, pickled carrots, pickled veg, and a shrimp paste.
Yeah, and you know, the competition itself, talk me through it. What's it like?
The pressure was real. The pressure was actually real. My first time actually doing it, so actually my first time. So as agent told me, it's actually a lot of pressure. So
yeah, but once you were finished, were you? Did you have that level of confidence standing there, seeing the other chefs from other places, or were you thinking, "My goodness, I could have done something different"? You know,
of course.
What was going through your head?
Of course, but regardless of what happened, I was still nervous at the beginning and at the end, regardless.
Yeah, and once you guys heard that you would come out as the top team, you know, what was the feeling like for you?
The feeling was actually good, especially with the team members that we have, especially Cassidy, Adrian, Dojon, Rakina. It was actually a good experience.
That's beautiful.
And
stuff.
Alex, so I can't forget Alex.
And of course, Alex as well. Now you got for you, Dijon, you got this Hans Schneck Award. You know, this must mean a great deal to you, because this is a special award that was given to you outside of the wins for the team and what you would have done. This said that you gave a little extra, and that's what makes you then extraordinary. This must be an incredible feeling to be awarded and recognized at this level. Yeah? You're happy about it now?
Very happy.
Can't
Very
move.
happy.
Listen, he was in here trying to figure out how to sit down to hold up these two plates here, you know. But I appreciate that. From your perspective, Chef Adrian, and I asked this of Tessa Lee, what does this mean for Barbados generally? I know that we often look on and we take for granted that we can say, oh, I want to go to a fine dining restaurant, or I would like to go out to for some street food, or you know, something just middle of the road, and we have that all here in Barbados. There aren't many places across the region that have that. So for you, what does this win mean generally?
And generally for Barbados is a great achievement. Again, I want to inspire the younger generation coming up that yes, once you put in the hard work, once you put in dedication and determination, you could achieve anything you want in life, you know. Especially for him. 2 months ago, if you had disclosed his plates, the junior chef plate, you would have said that he's not going to make it. He's not going to probably get honorary mention in Miami, you know. But his growth, and then to have the most innovative dish at the entire competition, from where he started, it was remarkable, very, very remarkable. So this win for Barbados is to encourage the younger generation to keep in the culinary field, in whether it be a chef or a mixologist, and for the tourists that come to Barbados, to let them know that our food is #1 destination in the Caribbean.
All right, good stuff. Right, come and squeeze in, man. We have to get everyone in this set, man. You have to bring the trophies.
We got all of it.
I don't want you without the trophies.
This ain't all.
Let's go. You should have brought all. Squeeze in, man. Get there. Get here, Tessa. Get here. This is the entire team. And again, Barbados has retained bragging rights as the Caribbean National Culinary Team of the Year at the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association's Taste of the Caribbean Award ceremony in Miami after 2 rigorous days of competition. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Cheers
Thank you.
for the team.
Thank you.
That's beautiful stuff. And we're really pleased that we could have been a part of the entire journey. So thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you.
Y'all better make some good food when we come out too.
Yes.
You know, Nadia loves to get up.
December the 19th, our gourmet series at Gun Hill.
All right.
Let's get in contact with the BHGA office, and they're going to give you further details. They're going to taste some of Rakina's dishes. We're going to create a beautiful evening atmosphere with some of the award-winning dishes up there. So
yeah, I look
December
forward
the
to that.
19th, mark your calendar.
Yeah, okay, you guys, you don't have to go home, but you got to leave now. All right, so again, congrats to the team. I know you're happy at home as well. All right, it's time for another break. Already 5 minutes to go before 7 o'clock, but stay with us here on Morning Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affairs segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
94.7 FM with the kind compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited, and the Cut and Drive Network brings live coverage of Cricket West Indies Home Series October 31st to December 19th. Join the action, brought to you by Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited. Live safe, live easy, and the Cut and Drive Network.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, welcome back. You know, we're within the 16 days of activism, and we've pledged to share more with you about that every single day, right up until the 16 days conclude. Dr. Halima Dishong is University Director of the Institute for Gender and Development Studies, and she joins us this morning. Always wonderful to have you here with us.
Thank you. Good morning, Tisha. Thanks. Always great to be here, and good morning, Barbados.
All right, so from where we started, when we first started talking about these 16 days of activism and where we are now, how have things been progressing here in Barbados and across the region in terms of building a voice for women and girls, which is what a lot of this is about?
I would say what is encouraging, I would say in the last several years, is the widened awareness, a greater sort of energy around calling attention to the very pressing issues, because while we are increasing activism, we are also seeing numbers going up, which is very troubling. I was really happy and pleased to hear the PS on Monday on a 16 days event indicating that Barbados too will soon have prevalence research to actually measure the levels of violence against women and girls. Why that is so important is that we need more evidence-informed action. So where I am seeing in schools, I'm seeing in various organizations and in communities a lot more activity and actions to recognize that gender-based violence continues to be a problem. It is the most pressing issue, I think, for many women and girls across the world. And unfortunately, in the Caribbean, we have higher than world average levels of, for example, intimate partner violence in heterosexual relationships, where women are the main recipients of that violence. And we're also seeing, like, my colleague Dr. Haynes called out some figures on Monday. In the Caribbean, we have between 1 in 3, or just a little over 1 in 3, and sometimes it could be 1 in 2 women will experience some form of gender-based violence, intimate partner violence in her lifetime. So that is a serious cause for concern, but there is hope, because I am seeing more by way of the state, by way of communities, but we need to streamline that a lot more.
I know for the University of the West Indies, your involvement comes a lot in the form of research and lending kind of your arm in that regard. What have we been able to do through the information that we've garnered through these various research projects throughout the years?
So I would say that University of the West Indies researchers who study violence, violence against women in particular, are very much so engaged working across the Caribbean, in Barbados and across the Caribbean, with governments. Many of us have supported the process of creation of gender-based violence action plans for several countries. In Barbados, there is, and I think the Bureau for Gender Affairs, they're in the process of revitalizing their National Committee for the Elimination of Gender-Based Violence. It started just before COVID, and then COVID happened and things went dormant, but they are in the process of reigniting that. The University of the West Indies very much involved in that process, and we work alongside organizations like UN Women to sort of support governments in their leadership around creating action. I would also say that those prevalence surveys that were conducted, we have prevalence surveys on the situation of violence against women and girls for 5 countries now in the Caribbean, and Barbados is about to embark on theirs. That was very much so. University researchers have been involved in that. I was part of the one for Grenada. I do qualitative research in particular on gender-based violence, and that is, it's really important, because sometimes we act outside of evidence, and I think we need to broaden what we think about when we think about evidence. We think immediately about surveys, but there's always evidence. Evidence might be in the form of stories, in the form of visuals, how gender-based violence is presented in media. So all those things matter, because media is so critical in helping us, and carrying key messages and very clear messages. Unfortunately, not all of the messaging around gender-based violence is where we need it to be, but I do think that because we have champions like yourself in media and your willingness to sort of work with us to make sure that the messaging we are putting out is important. So I would say when we think about evidence, we think about evidence more broadly. Those surveys are important, but those stories that women, because women who experience violence, women and girls, they are their best advocates. They actually know the change they need in their lives. And I think hearing those stories, working with women and not seeing all women as the same, the kinds of interventions that we need, but also like programs like I see the UN Women leadership in streamlining the perpetrator prevention program. Those are really important. They were able to streamline it precisely because they assessed its early iterations, I think early in the 2000s. And some countries like Grenada have done well in terms of their perpetrator prevention program. They are trying to do more by way of making sure that we not only end violence, but we actually change mindsets around the role of women and girls in society, to see women and girls as equal participants and citizens in society, because that matters in how then gender-based violence is experienced. That actually drives gender-based violence, when we do not see women and girls as equal participants and citizens in our societies.
Absolutely. What are some of the ways that, or what are some of the things that we need to employ, whether it's through legislative frameworks or as advocates, as educational institutions, regular citizens, to kind of turn the tide on what's happening and what's preventing us from seeing these numbers fall? in spite of the fact, or despite the fact that we are sharing so much information. So we're kind of information heavy, and we're talking about it, and we're feeding it every single day, but we're not necessarily seeing the change. You just talked about an increase in numbers in some instances.
So we began to measure, I would say fairly recently, maybe a few decades ago, and unfortunately research is expensive, particularly prevalence studies and survey research. So I think we are beginning to get a true sense of what the numbers are. I think in terms of actions and policies, it is really important that we remember the role of the state in driving this. And I think, and when I say the state, I'm thinking the state across the region, in Barbados and across the region. Our states have committed to ending violence against women and to gender equality. When we sign on to treaties like the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, there's a very strong emphasis on ending violence against women. And that to me provides a framework. And I think sometimes we have to see our treaty obligations as not obligations that were handed to us, but that we were very much a part of committing to those. And I say that because sometimes when we think about UN treaties, we think that they're from the global north given to us. And sometimes the politics might feel and look like that. But when it comes to gender justice and gender equality, a number of those UN treaties are derived from women's organizing from the global south. So take the Women, Peace and Security framework in the UN system. That was very much so African women mobilizing because of how conflict has particular gendered implications, saying that we need an agenda to address the ways in which war and conflict affects women and girls in terms of the mass displacement, the fact that men are often taken off to war in families, and the implications for women and girls and boys in general, the extent to which, you know, boys become caught up in conflict in ways that they shouldn't be. And so I like to say that our obligation to these treaties are not things given to us, but we are very much so present in sort of the creation of them and our commitment to them. So that's one thing. I think we have global frameworks, national frameworks, and regional frameworks. Regionally, I think we need to do more at the level of CARICOM in much the same way that we have domestic violence legislation, because that was a CARICOM process that then was taken up at the national level. But it happened because we had women's rights activists, feminist activists saying we need to have stronger laws and legislation. But we also need to put our resources where we have committed. So legislation, policies, whether they are gender policies, gender-based violence action plans, will only work in the context of resource allocation. And sometimes it's not always raising more funds, it's actually reallocating and prioritizing gender equality, prioritizing ending violence against women. So strategies are important, but they shouldn't become so paper heavy that your interest is in the outcome, creating a document. You actually have to have clear steps. The political will is extremely crucial. We need our ministers of government across the region, including in Barbados, having these messages constantly. It matters when it comes from your leaders in government. It matters when it comes from our leaders in private sector. It matters when it comes from our civil society leaders. And I'm not just talking about people who are engaged because they're from social care ministries or because they're from civil society organizations who focus on gender equality. We need a sort of whole of society approach, and not everyone needs to be doing the same thing, but we actually need to have a strategy and a plan. Because outside of political will and organizing and planning, those numbers are not going to shift. And the cost is extremely high. The cost is actually the death of women often. You know, we see really alarming numbers. You know, there's some femicide research taking place, I think, in places like Trinidad and Tobago and so on. We see some very shocking numbers, and those must change, you know. But we need advocates and we need people in positions to make a difference and to show that they're making a difference.
Absolutely. Now, the discussion continues. On Friday, you're going to be presenting a lecture.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us more about this particular presentation?
So I am really honored to be delivering the 30th iteration of the Caribbean Women Catalyst for Change lecture, a lecture that we host annually at the Institute for Gender and Development Studies, Nita Barrow Unit, in honor of the memory of Barbados' first woman Governor General, Dame Nita Barrow. This year's lecture will take place at the Errol Barrow Center for Creative Imagination at the University of the West Indies, Cave Hill, and it takes place at 7, and we are inviting, I really would love all to come and to be part of the conversation. The title of my presentation is Violent Continuities, Revisiting Race, Gender and Sexuality in the Caribbean, and it's really a lecture to have us think more about how we conceptualize the gendered violence, sexual violence, and how sometimes we don't go broad enough in that conceptualization. So we think about, you know, how it appears at the personal and interpersonal level, but we often don't make connections to our histories, but also to broader systems and structures in society that prop up, that makes it permissible for violence to appear at the interpersonal and the individual level. And this is something that I've done over 150, maybe closer to 200 interviews over the course of, qualitative interviews over the course of doing this research. I've done media analysis, quite a bit of document analysis, reviewed case files. I've spoken to men who are incarcerated for committing homicide against women. I've spoken to women. I've spoken to, parents who've had their children experience child sexual abuse. And in the course of doing that work, I've also worked with civil society and governments to kind of think through how we shift the conditions under which this is permissible. So the lecture really is a sort of not only retrospective, but actually saying that we think about time in terms of a chronology, that we're progressing from one period to another, but in many ways we see the ways in which the systems that have never served us, they're being maintained, and that is what leads to violence. And so Friday's lecture is really to kind of tease that out a bit further. And it's happening coincidentally during the 16 days of activism, and I would really like to be able to engage folks about how we need to, at the level of policy and planning, broaden our thinking about gendered violence, because definitions matter. How we define things will determine how we plan to change them, and so that is what the lecture would be focused on by and large.
All right, and that's just a taste of things again to come. Again, it's at the Walcott Warner Theatre.
Yes.
EBCCI, Nita Barrow Institute. Make sure you come out and be a part of it. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing with us. It's always wonderful to have you with us. And again, congratulations on being able to deliver this 30th anniversary lecture, Caribbean Women Catalyst for Change lecture in memory of Dame Nita Barrow.
Thank you so much for having us, and we look forward to inviting everyone. And I take the opportunity to say Happy Independence as well, Barbados.
All
Thanks.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Again, you should definitely get out to that lecture. Make out the numbers. We have enough room for everybody, so I'll see you there. All right, time for another break here on Morning Barbados. We have a surprise coming up for you next. And we're going to tell you about some promotions that are going to be happening as we get ready for independence, but shift into Christmas gear as well. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. It's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why?
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
94.7 FM with the kind compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited, and the Cut and Drive Network brings live coverage of Cricket West Indies Home Series October 31st to December 19th. Join the action, brought to you by Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited. Live safe, live easy, and the Cut and Drive Network.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
While
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
For the brand new year, I know usually at the year everybody's saying, I'm going to get healthy, I'm going to do things different, I'm going to step into these shoes. You have all your New Year's resolutions. We don't want to wait until January, and I most certainly don't. We're going to see some changes, even with me in the new year, I promise you that. So joining me now, I have Ivana Lister, who is owner of Ivana's Wellness. Now, you might recognize it as Citrine. I know you've seen it as you've gone by the Bagatelle area. So it's wonderful to have you with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having us. This is great as a non-Bajan to be on a Bajan TV. So thank you. Thanks.
And we're really happy that you can lend your expertise in this way as a chef and nutritionist. So let's talk first about the business and what you offer.
So our business started, as most of the people know, as Citrine 3 years ago now. So time flies. So at the beginning, we just opened as a gourmet salad place. But as you said, we are just transforming into Ivana's Wellness because I just found that this island needs a little bit more than just a salad, and thank God I was listening to my intuition and involved into something else. So now we offer meal plans. So weight loss meal plans, blood sugar balancing meal plans, which is very important for this country as well. And I have to point our high protein program, which is basically us trying to get every meal that you would have from Ivana's Wellness would have a high protein content, which is very, very important for the blood sugars first, then it comes weight loss, then it comes everything else, right?
I think it's so important that you have this background as a nutritionist and as a chef as well, so that you know, people coming in are not only able to get these healthy dishes, but they're able to seek out personalized plans as well for you to be able to maybe present something that's right for them.
Exactly. So we have so many customers who are just simply happy with our meal plan Monday to Friday, which by the way can be delivered to the office, to your home, can be picked up, we have a lovely dining area. So we're just so lucky that in the middle of the island in Warren's area, and we still have this big green balcony, so you can enjoy your meal there in peace. But as I said, even if that's not enough for some people they just need like a fully organized meal. So we do that as well.
And you do deliveries.
We do deliveries island wide.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very easy. So we every week we would get a new plan, because obviously people get bored, so we're always always changing. Especially, I know sometimes it's especially my chefs. Oh, why don't we change? Why? Because the health food is very simple. It's all about having that fish and meat, and you know, it's just people think it's, oh my God, it has to be so
bland,
juicing. Exactly, yeah. But people think the juicing.
They think it's a task.
Exactly. So we're still taking the, let's say, mama's food, homemade food, but just making it healthier way for you. So we don't use sugars, we don't use flours, we don't use inflammatory oils, which is very important in the moment. And I am just, as a nutritionist, I think almost people are almost not well treated and almost tricked into something that people are calling healthy food. Yeah. So, which has so many hidden sugars. You would think that you're eating something healthy because it's branded and it's trendy, but actually it's not. I just wanted to tell Barbados, healthy food, it's very simple. So it's all about clean, and it's all about what you see.
Yeah.
You just cook that and you just give it on the plate. So
okay, that's beautiful. So I know usually you display stuff in the offices. I'm happy to hear that you also deliver, and you've brought a few things to show off for us today. Yes. First of all, the salad that you talked about.
Yes.
So very simple, and usually when we think salads in Barbados, we don't necessarily add vegetables. So this one looks a little different. Talk to me about, and you said this is in keeping toward going toward more protein, particularly for this one. So let's hear about it.
This salad in particular, it's called Gym Junkie. So because I'm not gonna lie, this salad has around 550 calories. But let's say for me and you, we need around, if you want to lose weight, if you stick to, let's say 1,500 calories, that gives you whole 3 big meals like this. In one case you will have a salad, in the other cases you can have so many other things in those. And people I just wanted to give you the comparison, in a little bag of peanuts, you will get the same amount of calories.
Oh wow.
So when you eat this salad, you will get at least 130 grams of roasted chicken, which is free range, by the way. So we're very passionate about having everything free range, about our beef being grass fed, very important because of the hormones, especially our children and obviously us. So we are very passionate about free range chicken, grass fed, and local products. Why local products? So you will see butternut squash, you will see local zucchinis, we use local lettuce, because I just wanted to, people think local is a trend again. No, why we eat local? Because in transportation, every, let's say, fruit or vegetable will lose up to 95% of their nutrition. Like they will lose basically everything. No, by the time that strawberry comes from US to here, you're just gonna eat basically pesticides.
All right.
So I'm just, that's the reason why we should all go for local, because it's there. By the time we prepare it, maybe it loses 20% of the nutrition, but
you get more nutritional content.
And you can see that this salad is around probably 300 grams. So when you finish this, you get your whole amount of protein for the meal. You get your carbs as well, but we are pushing for good carbs. People will say good carbs. So we have a butternut squash, which is again roasted in olive oil or coconut oil. We don't use any soybean oil, any vegetable oils, which is very, very, very important. I can't even say that this is the whole reason why we're getting ill. Sugars, flour, basically sugar is a flour, so sugars and inflammatory oils, which are very bad for us.
All right, you also brought a few things because as you mentioned, you said when people think about eating healthily, they think, oh, it has to be bland, it has to be a chore.
Exactly, no.
I see that you also have some muffins here
exactly.
and some sweet treats, so all prepared in a way that's healthy and nutritious.
Exactly. So all our treats, again, are packed with protein and fiber and good fats. So this is, for example, it's called carrot cake bowl. It tastes exactly like a carrot cake, but you're just giving your body fuel to continue. So this is great. These snacks are all great for afternoon, when you have your cup of tea, when you feel that energy dip, which is completely normal because our bodies are not machines. So when you feel that energy dip in the afternoon, these are great to have because first of all, they all have protein, which is very important to keep you fuller and to, instead of your blood sugar goes like this, it will go slowly up and then will slowly release. And this is all about, again, diabetes and all the diseases.
All the NCDs that we're seeing spiking in Barbados.
This is our tiramisu, for example. So we're just taking comfort food, but switching to a different way. So this is tiramisu that doesn't have, just to mention, zero sugar.
Okay.
Zero sugar. We use dates, we use honey.
That's important. You also do juices.
We do juices.
Which is very important.
Again, I don't go complicated with juices. We use whatever local is available. The only, let's say, non-local things I would use are organic. For example, spirulina in this one. Spirulina is super, super antioxidant. So if you have this juice, you will notice it doesn't taste sweet. So it's not gonna spike your sugars again. And so just, and this is something that we made, this is very exclusive to Citrine. This is a charcoal lemonade. Charcoal is very, it's amazing. People don't know about it much. Activated charcoal is amazing for the gut health, for detox, for hangovers.
Listen, I can tell that Ivana could talk forever about it.
Oh my God, yes.
You know, because she's a nutritionist and she's also a chef. And that's not something that we see often. So we most certainly will be utilizing her voice a lot more here on Mornin Barbados. But get out to Citrine. I love, you can go get your sandwiches, your quiche, soups, drinks, gourmet salads. There's one called Bajan Summer that you should definitely check out. High protein bowls, and then of course you can have your add-ons and all of that other wonderful stuff. They're located at Bagatelle Great House. And they offer beachside service, delivery service. So give them a call. You can dine in, you can pick up, or you can get curbside as well. So again, thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much.
And
thank you. I hope you can try it.
Yeah, these are just a few of the offerings at Citrine, now rebranded to
Ivana's Wellness.
Ivana's Wellness, because you can get your consultations generally as well. So reach out and make sure you check in with them to make sure that you are in the know. Remember, the number is easy. It's 826-0000. I mean, that's simple. 826-0000. Great to have you in, Ivana.
Morning. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot more for Mornin Barbados.
Thank you.
All right, time for a break, but we have much more coming up, so do stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
94.7 FM with the kind compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited, and the Cut and Drive Network brings live coverage of Cricket West Indies Home Series October 31st to December 19th. Join the action, brought to you by Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and Probiotics, Guardian General Insurance Limited. Live safe, live easy, and the Cut and Drive Network.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little.
We're in the final countdown to independence and everything is heating up. There is just so much left to do. The schedule is packed. There are many events, there are the private events, there are the community events, and then there are the national events. With respect to the national events, tomorrow, Thursday, we're starting with the official opening of the Marcus Garvey Amphitheatre. That's across there in Queen's Park. It's a spectacular space for the arts. It's going to be opened by the Prime Minister, and it has a historical connection right back here to Golden Square. We're leaving the opening of the amphitheatre and we're coming straight down to Golden Square for the annual Independence concert. This concert is going to be epic. There is a packed cast, there's a stellar cast featuring the old, the new, featuring some you know, some you don't know, right? Plenty entertainment, and the space has been designed in a way that you've never seen it designed before. If you've come to
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's 7:34, Thanksgiving, all across the world. So a special salute to those of you from the U.S. celebrating Thanksgiving today. And for us here in Barbados, we of course are getting ready for Independence Day and our celebration of being a republic, the third year on, the 50th day for independence, 50th year for independence. So I know that you're getting your national colors together and getting ready to come out. Now we are going to double back to tell you about a program that we introduced you to a few months ago, thanks to Dr. Marcia Brandon, who's co-founder, director of innovation and entrepreneurship at the Caribbean Center of Excellence for Sustainable Livelihoods. She is also director of innovation and entrepreneurship at the COESL and Secretary General at Bango and program manager as Agora's implementing partner in Barbados for something called the Kinesis Project. We're joined on set this morning by Anna Ray, who is director of the Kinesis Accelerator Program, and Manuel Rodriguez, who is strategic partnerships lead at Agora Partnerships. It's good to have all of you with us this morning. Quite a mouthful to introduce you, but it will all be worthwhile as we unfold what is being offered through this program. So again, good morning and welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
For you, Dr. Brandon, good to have you back with us. I remember a few weeks ago, we were able to have you in to talk about kind of the launch of the program. So here we are talking about this accelerator program that's offering 10 weeks of free training.
Right.
So let's get into what the program is, first of all.
Okay, so thank you for having me back. Welcome to Barbados,
Thanks.
Anna and Manuel. So since then, we started the program. I think when I was here last, we were just accepting applications. Now we had over 50 applications, and we had 15 entrepreneurs qualifying to be in the program. And now the program is in its seventh week this week. So we don't have a lot of time left. It's been fast and furious for the entrepreneurs and for us as program personnel. But so far, all the feedback has been extremely positive. The entrepreneurs themselves have all been giving us feedback about their coaches, being instrumental in helping them in their theory of change, because they came in, they did their diagnostic, and Anna Ray will tell you more about the Agora methodology, the Kinesis methodology. Yeah, they did their diagnostic, they set their goals with their coaches, and they have been meeting with their experts who will give them specialized advice on where to take their business next. And this is all free, and so they are tremendously grateful. The feedback is phenomenal.
All right, well, I will follow your lead and go directly over to Anna Ray to talk to us about this program and how you kind of pour into these entrepreneurs to help them get to the place they want to be in business.
Okay, well, thank you for having us and for to talk about Kinesis, how we say Kinesis in Spanish. It's a program of acceleration program promoted by USA Catalyst APED Accelerator. And it's a program that can strengthen the capabilities of the entrepreneurs and make a community in each country that we're having this program. We have 10 countries: Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Panama, Costa Rica, Barbados, Chile, Uruguay. So we have a lot of entrepreneurs in this program to learn some tools to increase the powerful of their business, of their solutions. So we're so glad to be here to talk about the Kinesis program in Barbados with all the team that we are implementing this program here in the country.
And for you, Manuel, you're representing Agora Partnerships as a partner of this program overall. Tell us how this particular organization ties in with the entire project.
Sure, thanks. We are the implementing organization of the whole program, and Anna is a director and I'm the strategic partnership lead for the program as well. In Agora, what we are trying to do is to foster a community of acceleration programs and entrepreneurs to give them access to networks, capital, to give them visibility of the solutions that they are having, and to try to help them scale those solutions to the social and environmental challenges.
Absolutely. And I heard you mention, a lot of countries out of South America, and then there's Barbados. So for us, Dr. Brandon, for a long time, we've been kind of lumped together when is convenient. So it's great to see that we're able to forge partnerships in this way and share in different areas of business and beyond. So you mentioned that the Accelerator program, and it is now in its 8th week or so. Talk to us about what makes up the program. What are some of the general hallmarks of this Kinesis program?
So it has 3 cycles each week. We have the coaches meeting, usually on a Monday or Tuesday, with their entrepreneurs. And we started out with 15 entrepreneurs. We now have 12, because unfortunately 3 fell out of the program through no fault of the program or themselves. It's just their time constraints. The program for them was extremely needed and necessary, but they needed to also to work in their business, and they could not balance that time. So we're going to see how we can continue to work with them. But at the same time, the 12 who are left in the program, they meet with their coaches on a Monday, on a Tuesday. On a Wednesday and Thursday, there is training in marketing, in investment, in business models, in data digitalization, in all of those areas that are critical for entrepreneurs to understand how to do them, and how to boost up based on their special needs, because this is done based on their diagnostic. Each individual diagnostic dictates what kind of support they get in these areas, and then on a Friday, it's usually a way to bring everybody together in a collective and find out how they're doing, how their week went, what are some of the things that were successful, what challenges they're having, and having sort of a peer feedback as well. Another great part of the program is that we have been able to have collectives with our Latin American colleagues. So we have had LATAM, what do we call them, Manuel?
The community events.
The community events, where our entrepreneurs in Barbados have been able to link with the entrepreneurs in Latin America. We also have WhatsApp groups that we're all on together, where we have to go translate the Spanish and come back with our English, but we're getting on really well. And we have had collaborations where entrepreneurs in Latin America are now working with Barbados entrepreneurs. So we're building the bridge.
Absolutely. For you, what has it been like in sharing with Barbadian entrepreneurs and being able to expose them to this Latin American community?
Well, this is something new for us too. Like, we're creating this bridge, but it's difficult because of the language. But we want to really create a community that unites the Caribbeans and Latino America, to really create a community of social entrepreneurships that create a better ecosystem, a better connections with investors, a better social models, and learn each other the experiences of this program. So it's been a challenge, but we trust that this bridge with this program can be more like with more powerful impacts in their solution of the social entrepreneur that we're having in the program.
Absolutely, and I would imagine it's becoming a little more easy, a little easier, particularly talking about things like WhatsApp. We usually use that for personal relationships, and to be able to use it in business and to forge relationships in this way is, it shows us how we can utilize technology to be able to communicate. One thing I know though is with entrepreneurs with us, I guess limited by size, a lot of entrepreneurs don't necessarily think about other markets and how they can kind of get into other markets and gain access to these communities. So this is a great program. Final word from you, Manuel, on your particular thoughts on being able to share in this area.
Thanks. We're really glad to be here because it is super different to understand the country from the outside rather than being here. So today we are with Marcia meeting with several partners, trying to understand better the ecosystem and how to support the entrepreneurs. And as you said, and let's see in the future, how can we support them to connect to other markets or to other partners if that's what they need.
All right, excellent. So you're coming to the end of this particular cycle of this run of the program, and then I'm sure you're going to be back once you are getting into the next cycle, so that other entrepreneurs can really capitalize on this opportunity.
Yes, we will. And just before we close, I really want to bring up that Anna and Manuel are actually in, because tomorrow we have our Social Investment Summit, which is going to be an opportunity for ecosystem stakeholders and partners and entrepreneurs, coaches and experts to meet up. We have a number of events going on. We'll have some non-traditional investors who will be presenting what they offer and how they can support impact entrepreneurs. We have entrepreneurs chronicling or telling their stories under the program so far, coaches as well and experts. And then of course we'll have exhibits of the entrepreneurs, and we'll have lots of networking.
Where does it take place?
And it will be at the Island Inn Hotel. Starts at 9, ends at 1. Of course it's extremely packed, and I'm sorry everybody can't be there, but just so people know about it. Yeah,
absolutely. So congratulations, welcome to the island. I certainly hope this is not the last time that we see you here in sharing, and I know we've been working to really forge ties with that South relationship. Airlift is going in place, so you know that's always important to be able to travel back and forth. Again, thank you all for coming in, and make sure you keep your ears to the ground for entrepreneurs you might know who can benefit from being a part of programs like these. The time is swiftly going by, but stay with us. We still have lots to tell you all about on this Thanksgiving Day, on the way to Independence Day here in Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
You know why?
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb.
The Golden Square Freedom Park will be the site of the annual Independence Concert being staged here this year, which comes off tomorrow, November 28th. Now, just before that, at 5:30, dignitaries and members of the public are being invited to the Queen's Park facility, where the Prime Minister will do the honors and officially open the Marcus Garvey Amphitheatre, which will be yet another public space for events and production. Small and intimate, and it certainly is worth either following on stream or venturing out to witness that official opening. Then after that, we are encouraging those in attendance to walk across, stroll across, from Queen's Park to Golden Square. The interesting thing is that the two venues do share a historical connection. Marcus Garvey would have visited Barbados in October of 1937 and addressed Barbadians here. And of course in Golden Square, this is where we commemorate the 1937 revolution, which was led by the Right Excellent Clement Payne National Hero of Barbados. So there is a historical connection. To give you a bit more about the Independence Concert, as we did last year, it's a very wide and varied cast with a heavy emphasis on young, either fledgling or established talent. And we hear all the time everybody saying, oh, there's so much talent in Barbados. We are going to symbolize just that at the Independence Concert tomorrow. So we have the who's who, actually. So you go from Red Plastic Bag. His performance will be in celebration of 50 years of Crop Over. That celebration will also include the current monarch, the reigning Pick of the Crop monarch, courtesy Garage Pick of the Crop monarch, Adrian Clark. But we've also got Rupi. We've got Tay, who has won the Junior Monarch competition on several occasions, but also this year took to the stage of the Pick of the Crop finals for the first time and did quite well. We have got entertainers from the hotel circuit, the likes of Kashida Doughton and Shadia Marshall and Alex Cage. There's the Independence Band led by Darian Bailey. We are giving thanks with Shakira Ford and Israel Allen, a talent that you really have to come out and see. The genres run the gamut from classical to jazz to calypso. Winston Farrell will add his spoken word excellence as we celebrate Barbados' staging of the ICC T20 Men's Cricket World Cup. And of course, everything else in between. The best thing of all is that it's absolutely free. So I'm encouraging all Barbadians to come out, visitors, if you can see and hear this, to come out to Golden Square Freedom Park tomorrow night. It starts at 7, so the Marcus Garvey Amphitheatre at 5:30, and then the annual Independence Concert at 7 o'clock, the annual Independence Concert right here in Golden Square Freedom Park.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey, it's just about 8 minutes to go before 8 o'clock, and this for us is a full circle moment here on Morning Barbados. I think sometimes we take for granted that we talk about so many things and we have so many different people passing through that we don't often anticipate how many people we can reach and how we can truly help. And this is one of these stories that we love to tell, because we had a little girl by the name of Amaya and her dad, Ryan Yearwood, on a few weeks ago. And they were here talking about the fact that Amaya needs a transplant. And they were trying to raise funds to be able to get Amaya to travel overseas to get this necessary care that she needs. And Audrey Aline and the good folks from Blue Health Group heard all about it here on Morning Barbados, and they reached out to me and said, we'd like to help. How can we get this information? Now, good to have you with us this morning, Audrey.
Thank you.
First of all, thank you for acting after you heard about Amaya's plight. Yes. Tell me quickly about the Blue Health Group. I know that you really advocate for good health and on NCDs, but you also seek to help make connections for people in the medical field.
Right. Thank you, Tisha, for having me again this morning. Yes, the Blue Health Group is a medical organization, and we advocate against prevention of chronic conditions, chronic diseases. We do health programs. We advise people on healthy living. Upcoming, we have a lot of programs for seniors and also for the general public. We will do meal plans. We have diet plans for persons to meet their specific health goals, like for diabetics, like for persons with hypertension. We meet the specific needs and the health goals for these persons. You know, we have a package, an affordable package, which will help to cover that. All right?
And to be able to get people there to good health
Yes.
is very important. So
very important.
This service, how do they reach out to you? How are they able to reach out to the Blue Health Group to be able to access these services that you offer?
Okay. What we do, we advertise. We advertise and we put out there, and then they in return get back to us either by phone or email, and then we set up, we meet with them,
and we set up the meal plan to specifically meet their needs.
All right. Now, doubling back to Amaya, you're actually going to put on events to be able to, assist in getting Amaya this necessary operation.
Right.
So let's talk first of all about the hologram show that's coming off on December 22nd at Kensington Oval.
Right. So we're putting off this unique hologram show. We are partnering with our hologram experts overseas to help us create the whole theme of our show, which is in keeping with our 50th anniversary. We will have independence clips, we will have cultural presentations, and all of that we have asked our holographic producers to recreate for us and to stick it there into that show. So it's supposed to be exciting, and we also have a segment where there's a bit of political humor, and we also say it's going to be interactive as well, because we'll have the audience involved in that part, where they'll be able to vote or to decide who is the winning player in this aspect of the segment.
And of course, the most important part of this is that you're going to have live musical renditions to support each aspect of the hologram display.
Right.
So it's very interesting.
Yes.
And we were able to display some of it to screen, but part proceeds will go to little Amaya.
Maya, yes.
Yes?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, and I know that you've already started some work. Can you update that on that a little bit?
Yes. We have made contact with the hospital in Colombia, and they're willing to come on board with us. We've also got response from the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, and what we're waiting on now is just information on Amaya's general condition and her medical records, because they will need to know, to review her case, and in order to do that, we have to send them her medical records.
All right, so there's also a pastry sale that's going to be coming up, but that's going to come later.
Yes, that's going to come.
We're gonna invite you to come back to tell us more about that another time. Remember, this is the Blue Health Group. We want you to think about that. December 22nd, Kensington Oval, 6 o'clock. Make sure you get out and be a part of it. I'm not sure that we've had a hologram show in Barbados before, so it's innovative in that regard, and it's all for a worthy cause.
It is.
Little Amaya will get proceeds, and they're also working with doctors in Colombia to get her that necessary liver transplant. A very special good morning to her dad, Ryan, who was supposed to be here today as well. Again, thank you, Audrey, for making the check-in.
Thank
you won't be the last time we see you.
No, it won't be. The first time, but not the last.
Absolutely. Time for a break. When we come back, we're going to wrap today's presentation. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
my friend, you don't plan to get it. Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me, 6.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, so it's Thanksgiving, but it's also Q Day here in Barbados. So for those of you heading out to Q in the community, we are going to be with the Barbados Lottery, hosted by the Barbados Lottery at Pelican Island, Princess Alice Highway. Come on out in your blue, yellow, and black. Put it up as we celebrate Barbados independence. The Q bus service, however, will not be in effect because you can utilize the City Circle service to get down to Pelican Island. That's Pelican Village, people. So go on down and be a part of that. All right, that's it from us. Coming up on tomorrow's show is the Independence Show. So we're going to do Guess the Location. We're going to have St. Michael East Community Connection telling us about Let's Join Hands. The Prime Minister Cup Finals, we'll talk about that. Plus, we're sprucing up with Kimberly, and mixologist Lyndon is going to be here. That's for our independence presentation. Hey, guys, have a great day today. Be safe, and we look forward to serving you tomorrow for the Independence Edition. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.